The Orbital House of Cards is more than a title. It is a warning that our move from the Big Sky era to the mega-constellation era has created a massive infrastructure in low Earth orbit that is inherently fragile to the chaotic forces of nature. We have shifted to a proliferated LEO architecture where thousands of satellites coexist in narrow altitude shells. To put this in perspective, in 2019 there were approximately 2,000 satellites in orbit, but by 2037 we project that number to skyrocket to 560,000. In this high-density regime, the margin for error has effectively evaporated, as Starlink shells now maintain a density an order of magnitude higher than background debris. The primary driver of risk in this environment is solar cycle 25. We must understand that the atmosphere isn't static, it breathes, and when the sun storms, the atmosphere rises to grab satellites. Specifically, EUV radiation heats the thermosphere, causing the atmosphere to expand outward. This creates a wall of air, where density at orbital altitudes between 200 and 400 kilometers can increase by 50% to 125%. We saw the consequences of this in February 2022 during the Starlink loss event. A minor geomagnetic storm increased density by 50%, and because the satellites were in a high-drag safe mode, 40 of the 49 satellites failed to reach their intended orbit and were lost. Beyond drag, satellites face a plasma bath. As polar orbits pass through auroral crossings, they encounter clouds of high-energy particles that cause differential charging. This leads to arcing and phantom commands, spurious signals that can shut down systems or alter a satellite's attitude. Even more dangerous is the internal threat of deep dielectric discharge. High-energy electrons penetrate the spacecraft skin and accumulate in circuit boards until the field strength exceeds the breakdown voltage, resulting in a spark that destroys microelectronics. The stakes are quantified by the crash clock, which measures the time until a catastrophic collision occurs if satellite maneuvers stop. In 2018, we had 164 days to react. By 2025, that window has shrunk to just 5.5 days. If a solar storm blinds our senses for even a week, collisions become statistically inevitable, potentially triggering the Kessler Syndrome, a chain reaction where orbital shells become unusable. This proliferation is already blinding our observatories, with 39% of Hubble images and over 90% of Chinese Soontian exposures being contaminated by satellite streaks. Furthermore, the frequent re-entry of these satellites, roughly 4 to 5 Starlinks per day, inject aluminium oxide nanoparticles into the atmosphere that could deplete the ozone layer for decades. To bridge this resilience gap, we must move away from reactive empirical models and adopt physics-based predictive modeling of the whole atmosphere. Our engineering must evolve to include conductive coatings to prevent arcs and radiation-hardened components tested for total ionizing dose. Finally, we must transition from mere space situational awareness to active space traffic coordination. Using automated systems like TraCSS, we must resolve close approaches instantaneously, because humans simply cannot react fast enough for the modern crash clock. The choice is clear. We either build a sustainable, actively managed infrastructure or allow low Earth orbit to become an unusable shell of debris.